Hello Stardust, I'm Soda. Welcome back to my channel where I review makeup, fragrance, or luxury product. Today we're going to be talking about something little different. We're going to be talking about magic and manifesting. I know that the year has not come to the end yet. We still have 1.5 months, but I was looking through my vision board and I realized almost everything that I have wished for and I have wanted have actually really manifested itself. I cannot truly believe it because you don't usually take a moment to look back and realize, oh wow, that all happened. I thought this video would be just a rundown of my vision board for 2024 and how everything came to be. I will insert my vision board for 2024 somewhere on the screen and we're going to be running through them individually, but I'm going to be going from the most important goal to least important. Well, at least in my book. First, let's start with how I met 2024. I'm not gonna lie, the end of 2023 was very, very difficult times for me. I was going through a lot. There was a lot on my plate. I was very, not to say depressed, I was very upset and I was not in my best self yet. When I was in Poland, I was actually sharing an apartment. So I went out with one of the girls. We just went on a walk to go watch the fireworks. And that's how I actually met the new year. Just a simple walk, nothing special, watched the fireworks, made a wish, came back. That was the whole thing. Number one goal when starting this year was to get a great score. Don't worry, the story, we're going somewhere with this. I completed GED exams at 25 years old. So if you don't know what's a GED, it's basically exam that you take in general secondary education. It is US-based exams and you have four subjects: math, science, social studies, and English. It's very funny because I had to take this exam at the age of 25. And I had to take it because my university in Poland made a mistake. Just long story short, I don't want to go into details. They submitted me into the university. Polish education system is different than Malaysian. They study 9 years of school and then they can straight do bachelor's. But in Malaysia, you're supposed to study 11 years, if I'm not mistaken, then foundation or diploma, then you can do a bachelor's. So I had a diploma. They accepted me with my diploma. I studied for bachelor's for 3 years. I was on scholarship. My type of scholarship was on education excellency. Basically, I was top 5% at the university and I had 4.98 CGPA in my course. I have completed my thesis work. I did a project with 78 cards. I was ready to defend my thesis, but 2 weeks before my defense, I was told that I cannot defend and that I should take O levels or A levels in order to be able to get my bachelor's degree certificate. Long story short, I opted for taking GED exams and I was very, very nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very good at maths or sciences. I'm good at what I do. I'm a graphic designer, I'm an artist, but I started taking my GED exams in December 2023 and I completed them in January 2024. So my main goal on this vision board was to score good and to be able to pass. Actually, I didn't care whatever I was going to score as long as it was going to be higher than 160 because that is the passing score. But I managed to get great results. I passed all of them. I studied on my own. I'm very, very proud of this achievement and I was able to defend my thesis. I graduated with honors. I think in this vision board, this was the most important thing that I wanted to do for myself because I didn't want to waste 3 years of my education. And along the way, my 2 years relationship kind of ended because of this issue. It's a very long story. It was a very complex situation. I was even ready to sue the university, but everything got solved. I passed everything and I got my degree and I was so ready to leave Poland. After I was done with my bachelor's, I really wanted to concentrate on traveling. I still can't believe it. This year I visited 9 countries and 3 of them are brand new, Portugal being the highlight. But I'm gonna just recap the countries I've been. First is Malta. Malta was in February. Right after I finished my exams, I knew I wanted to be out of Poland and I knew I wanted to go to a country in Europe that I have never been. So Malta was the pick. I went there with my girlfriend and to be honest, I had a great time. I'm so happy I managed to do that before I left Europe. After Malta, I traveled to Netherlands to visit my best friends in Amsterdam before I was going to leave to KL for good. I left Europe in March to come to Kuala Lumpur, back home, where my family is based in. And I'm not gonna lie, it was the most rewarding experience that I felt to be finally back home after going through such difficulties. It just felt right. Right after that, in June, I flew to Bali. Bali was just so amazing. I was in Bali for a month. I was actually out of Malaysia for visa requirements. I thought initially I was going to be there for 2 weeks. I ended up being there for a month. Bali was amazing. It was my second time ever being in Bali. I feel like the first time I was there, I wasn't really financially stable yet. So I couldn't have all the fun that I had this time around. I was everywhere in Bali. 1 month is a long time. I was in Uluwatu, in Seminyak, in Kuta, in Ubud, in so many other, in Amed, in so many other places. And I also got to meet amazing people. The food was great. I just had a great time. After that, in July, I flew back to Poland and then I took a flight to Romania. Romania is the second country that is new on the list that I have never been. And Romania was very different compared to other countries in Europe. I had a great time there as well. The people were nice, the food was great. Just overall, I had an amazing experience and the weather was great. I don't have anything bad to say about Romania. After Romania, I headed to Portugal. Portugal was just another dream come true moment. It was so amazing. I've been dreaming about going to Portugal for several years, I think for 2 years now, and it finally happened this year. I can't believe that it manifested itself. I was in Lisbon and I was in Porto in Portugal, and both of the places had such a different vibe. I had an amazing time. The food was just top notch. The weather was great, and Portuguese egg tarts, oh, to die for. On the way back from Portugal, I did stop in France just for a little bit. It was during the Olympics. I generally am not a big fan of Paris, but since I had a quick stop, I didn't mind just going and exploring the city one more time. And after I was back in KL. The latest trip that I took in Asia was to Cambodia in October. It was great again, but to be honest, I prefer the first time I went to Cambodia because this time I was just in the city, so I didn't get to explore much. But overall, Cambodia was not bad neither. So, having said that, I cannot believe I have already been to 9 countries, and 3 of them are brand new. I have never been before. I'm just so ecstatic about it, and we still have 1.5 months left. You never know, maybe I will add a few countries in the list that I've been wanting to go before the end of the year. Now, from trips, let's move to something more serious. In 2024, I really wanted to get a job, and I was able to do that. I got a job back in April, and I'm still going strong. The company I'm currently working for, I'm already working for almost 8 months, which is mind boggling. I initially started off in a very low salary. I think for 1.5 months, I was just almost working for free, but I wanted to show them my work ethic and also what I bring to the table. And once they saw that, they offered me a great offer. And I'm really enjoying the schedule that I'm able to work out for myself. I'm working in hybrid mode and it's just so great because I have more time for myself and for my YouTube and other things that interest me while being able to afford the lifestyle and the things that I want. I'm just so grateful for this job. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. The next category I want to talk about is health. In 2024, I really wanted to be more healthy. I wanted to move more. I wanted to do more gym, more Pilates, and I wanted to drink more water and have great skin. So I will just categorize these 3 things in one, which is health. And I do think ever since I'm back in Malaysia, I've been really concentrating on my health. I do have a quick access to the gym. My gym works until 12 a.m., which is great. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I do Pilates, 30-minute Pilates a day. That's enough for me. This year, I really wanted to concentrate on my glutes, and I do think that I was able to do a pretty good job. God has not blessed me with a juicy ass, okay? So I really want to work this through. Most likely this manifestation is going to roll over to next year as well, even though I do see major achievements when it comes to my health, when it comes to my figure, and also growing that booty. I do think there's still room for improvement. Moving on to drinking more water and having a better skin, I do think that I have really invested in myself. Also, I have invested a lot on supplements like vitamins, calcium, iron, omega, all those things I am taking and making sure that my body is functioning at its peak. And I have also reduced the intake of alcohol because I did notice for me the main difference I see in my skin elasticity is when I'm not consuming alcohol. So by next year, most likely, I would want to cut it out completely if I can. If not, just stick to few glasses of wine. Next, I want to talk about all the materialistic things that are in my vision board, which is iPhone Pro, Gucci bag, and also Prada bag. I did recently, like a month ago, updated my phone. I got myself iPhone 15 Pro, 1 terabyte. But for me, I saw it as an investment. Obviously, it was in my vision board. I've been wanting it. But I wanted to get it now for mainly two reasons. Number one, I started filming these videos and I want the video quality to be really good. And number two is the fact that my previous phone kept having full storage. It started to drive me crazy. I'm like a grandma. I don't know how to use iCloud and all those things. And I don't even care to find out. For me, it's better to just to have a phone which is 1 terabyte, and I'm gonna use this phone until it's just gonna fill up itself. But 1 terabyte, I think it should last me a few years. These are the bags I initially really wanted before the year started, but right now the year is ending. I don't have both of these bags. At some point, I was able to save up enough for both of the bags, but however, I decided to use it for something else. I decided to get my mother her first LV bag, as well as I decided to give her the Hermes slippers. Not to say that I only spend my money on my mother, that's not true. I do awful a lot of shopping. There's a lot of things I want. There's a lot of things I find beautiful. And I came to a realization, number one, I no longer wanted the Prada bag at all. After seeing the performance of my Prada Galleria bag, I realized I no longer want to purchase any Prada bags. It just deterred me from brand to begin with. And the Gucci bag, I saw this bag in an outlet and it was being sold for about 2,000 euros. I did have the opportunity to purchase it at the time, but I simply did not care for it much. Not to say that I didn't purchase anything this year. This is the bag I ended up getting myself, this Louis Vuitton vintage bag, this Bel Air wallet on chain, black in color. Well, under the light, it looks pomegranate. Anyhow, this is the bag I ended up getting myself. I'm so happy with this purchase. I love it so much. I'm happy that I decided to not to purchase other two items, but instead I used the money for traveling. I used the money to buy other things that I really wanted. I no longer saw the importance of getting those purses. I had more better things to invest my money, such as getting my mother the gifts, getting myself the things that are much more tangible compared to just having these two bags. So I still do think that I was able to manifest this materialistic side of my manifestation, but it just came in a different form. And I am grateful for it regardless. Talking about materialism, another point in my vision board is money. Generally, I'm very open about being materialistic. I love money. I think money is comfort, money is luxury, money is getting experience that you want. So, therefore, this year, money was one of my manifestations. This year, I lost a lot of money, but with that, I learned a lot of lessons. Having said that, that does not mean that the money was not coming. It left, but it kept coming in. The more I spent, the more I got back. So it was an equal give and take. I would spend, I would earn it back. And I think it's the best thing you can do, equilibrium. I was able to save up substantially this year. However, I'm an open shopaholic. I love shopping, I love beautiful things, I love traveling, I love food. And as much as I'm earning, I'm spending as much as well. So therefore, I do think that I did have financial abundance this year. And money is earned not to sit on it. Money is earned to spend. Spend on yourself, spend on loved ones, spend on experiences. So having said that, I do think that I was able to manifest this point as well. I'm keeping the best and the most juiciest one for us. So right before I get into that, let's talk about this hair. I know that it might seem a bit random that I have hair in my vision board, but I really wanted to have a long hair by the end of this year. Every time I go through something difficult or I go through some transformation, I have this habit. of cutting my hair off. For me, it's a sign of letting go of the past. It's also a sign of starting something new. And I'm constantly chopping off my hair. For me, it's a sign of moving on, leaving everything in the past. And I really hope and wish that this year everything is gonna go more smooth sailing and I wouldn't have to do drastic thing as chopping off my hair. As you can see, I was able to achieve that dream. I did not chop off my hair. I did go for a trim twice. So my hair could be longer, but it would just not be healthy for my hair. But I'm very happy with the current length of my hair. Generally, how my year looks like, most of the difficult parts happen near the end of the year. So I'm just happy that I was able to go through that without having the mind to chop off my hair and I stick to the plan and just I'm very happy with the overall result and I feel like mentally and physically and financially I'm in much stronger place so such changes or such sudden abrupt situation that happened in my life no longer control my decision such as chopping off my hair and that is the most beautiful thing that came out of this manifestation is just to prove my will to go against my own intuition and to go against my own thoughts to stick to a plan and it has been great. I know I went a bit too deep. I know it's just here, but for me it's just a little bit more. Last but not least, this year I actually really wanted to find the right person for me. I do think mentally I'm ready to more or less settle down, to be able to slowly start building a family. Like I wouldn't say like a marriage, like to get to know another individual to a deeper level, to find the person that's gonna love me, cherish me, and I'm gonna do the same thing in return. But however, I think this year when I was making a manifestation, maybe I was not direct. I did get a lot of flowers, don't get me wrong. I just think that I made this plan for myself, but God has a better plan and He decided otherwise. And that is fine because God's plan is always better plan. I feel like everything happens in its own divine timing. Out of everything I have spoken, I just feel like that's the only area my manifestation has not manifested fully. But as I said, it's not the end of the year yet. We never know what could happen. I do believe that I'm in the right path. This year I felt a lot of gratitude, especially on my birthday. I was even crying in front of my mom because I felt so grateful to be back in the country, to be able to spend and share my moments with my family. It meant a lot to me. So I do feel a lot of gratitude for how things turned out. And also, side note, I was able to secure a scholarship for my master's. And that was great because I didn't have to worry about my visa anymore. And plus, I didn't have to worry about finding funds for my education as it's already fully funded. Having said that, I'm very, very grateful from the bottom of my heart for this year. I learned so many things. There are so many things that I have still not yet explored. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy to be able to live the life I'm living. And I'll always continue being a lucky girl because I do lucky things. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Do let me know in the comment section which manifestation of yours came through this year. And also, please do subscribe to me. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriber goal before the end of the year. And it would just simply mean the world to me. I hope you have a great day ahead.